Hello everyone, how you doing? Jonathan Casey here with Mercury's Messenger Astrology. How's everyone doing? I hope you're doing pretty good. Now, today a video on another channel was released about me, and I'm really having a hard time. Uh, you know, I feel like both myself and this other YouTube channel both may have taken some things out of context, I guess. Were too we took words too literally, because in one of the past videos that this other channel released, they didn't mention me or anything like that in it, but um, what they said was targeted at me, and I kind of was insulted by it, and so I wrote a message back to him. Nothing too crazy, but um, just kind of voicing that I was upset, especially since this other channel has uh, used a lot of context, a lot of things that I've put out as content on their channel, and they've given me lots of credit in the past, and then it just seemed like I was being totally dismissed and uh, and anyhow, he just put out a video today, and in this video now it seems more like um, he was just the opposite narration that was done in the previous video. Um, I don't know, I don't mind what he said in this last video. Actually, it kind of uh, in a way, I guess it was kind of like a pat on the back, saying like, no, he does value what I have to say, and that I need to value myself a little bit more, which is very true. Um, I've lived a long time in solitude, and now that COVID has come about, um, in a way, there's not really getting out of this solitude. Things are even more lonely now, and I'm not even in the woods anymore. I'm actually in town, and there's uh, less human interaction. And I don't know, I just really feel like I let go of the wheel for a little while due to some some things that kind of went down in 2019, and I really do feel like I missed some blessings. I had an opportunity to work for this disabled man who um, I feel like I could have learned so much from him. Um, to put myself in a place where I'd be able to make a living uh, doing what it is that I enjoy doing. Uh, anyways, I feel like I missed a lot of opportunities. I was saying how, I bought a house and I feel like it goes against everything that I feel like it goes against my own soul, as I've always been about sovereignty, about having control over your own life and being able to have the freedom of choice. Uh, Not only that, to be able to preach what it is I believe in, uh, you know, walk the talk. And I don't really feel like I can do that anymore. I feel like I've given up my sovereignty to um, for shelter, for some security. And there's a saying that something like if you're willing to give up a little bit of your freedom for security, you deserve neither. And that is, I feel, very true. Um, and so, yeah, I feel like I've given up my freedom, of choice, uh, of being my own man, I guess, not. But then again, I feel like being your own man, you need to be able to 100% uh, provide and create a life for yourself with, you know, we all need help every now and again, but um, anyhow, I don't like where I've ended up. I think it's a nice house, but at the same time, I honestly feel like it's also a prison. I feel like I should have just taken my money and left the country, you know, go somewhere where I could enjoy this time rather than sit here and stress about it and losing my mind in solitude and whatever. I don't know. You know, it is what it is. I am where I am. Um, uh, I have pretty thick skin, but at the same time, I have a very weak heart. When my heart, I feel like basically I've been living for the past 16 years or so with a broken heart. Um, I don't recognize my own value in a lot of ways, so therefore, how can I expect someone else to value me? But then again, there are many times where I build myself back up, my self esteem. I, I climb some stairs, you know, and I see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I just seem to fall short. That's that seems to be how things work for me. I just seem to continuously fall short of these blessings that are available to me, and it's driving me mad. You know, um, it keeps reinforcing I'm not good enough mentality. Um, Even though I try to be good enough, it just seems like the world doesn't recognize my value, that I'm swimming up river, I guess, or I don't know. I'm walking into a wall that I just can't get past. And you know, my Saturn is in my 12th house. It's the 12th house is the last house. It's finishing the cycle, completing the circle. Um, and, there's just something stopping me from getting to the next level. Um, yeah, and it's in the sign of Leo, which is the heart, which is about love and creativity and so I don't know. Anyhow, kind of feel like I just wanted to address that because I don't have any hard feelings against this person. I like their channel. Every now and again, I feel like um, what he says is a little bit off track, but that's everyone. We're always Everyone's not 100% right all the time, and I just took it to heart, I guess. Like I said, I have issues with the heart. Um, I just took it to heart that uh, he dismissed me. Um, it just felt like he took what he wanted from me and then threw me threw me aside like I learned what I needed to learn from him, and now I'm above, and that's my own projection of feeling lower, feeling less than others. Anyhow, enough with that. Um, you know, I hope I hope we can mend our differences because I enjoy his channel. I think he's a little aggressive at times, and I'd, I'd like him to turn his comments back on, even though there's always going to be haters. Um, my comments are open for people to talk shit about me, and some people have talked shit about me in my comments. I leave them there, and I just put something. Uh, I don't know, like I remember one person watched one of my. I don't think they're a subscriber of me, but they just started saying stuff, and just told them basically, you should subscribe to my channel. I knew he wasn't going to, but whatever. Anyways, what I wanted to talk about is, I've said there was something to 2020, but I never really put that much attention to it because I saw something in the year 2025, and I put more attention on to that, um, because I feel like what's happening in 2025, we can see where we're going, and I just basically skipped covering the years in between. Um, and there was more to 2020 than I expected. Like I felt I felt like in the sense of how I don't know. I just kind of find like 9/11, for example, September 11th, 2012, that was completely orchestrated um, by a handful of elites, and there was actually way more people in on it than I can even comprehend. Um, but 2020, I felt like, things are going to go down that's going to wake people up. And to me, the entire year of 2020, I said this in my last video, was all just psyops. And I bet you there are thousands of people who think that 9/11, September 11th, 2001, was orchestrated by the governments and stuff like that. Yet, um, believe that COVID is completely, it just came about by accident, um, which I don't understand how anyone could think that. Especially like you follow the nodes of the moon, history repeats itself. When you look at September 11th and you look at COVID, you can see so many similarities. One, the 9/11 or the /19, it's line 9 or 9 line. It's the same thing, same code. But not only that, the nodes of the moon are very telling. After September 11th, well, just before September 11th, there was the Boston Globe who was doing um, uh, they were covering the pedophilia in the churches. And then 9/11 happened, and the pedophilia in the institutions got buried. Okay? And the church is a very powerful institution, and they have lots of connections in politics. And so you go to now, and there was, the out of shadow documentary, um, talking about all the pedophilia in Hollywood, and basically that just kind of got silenced in the mess of COVID as well. Everyone paid more attention to the staged, orchestrated um, events by, you know, I think these events are actually orchestrated by the Watchers or the Fallen. Beings that have attached themselves to humans, um, through the humans possibly calling in these entities. Um, anyways, uh, yeah, so besides the pedophilia, then there was also Guantanamo Bay or COVID camps. There was, we used to be able to travel without needing a passport. Now we need after September 11th, you needed a passport. Now they're talking about COVID passes, like you need a vaccination um, passport. Very similar, right? Um, we had TSA agents at the airports, and now we have um, at your grocery stores and any events. We're possibly going to see them requiring to take our temperatures and stuff like that, being invasive. Um, Extremism. Okay, we had the Muslim extremists, and now basically white people are almost being painted as extremists. Other um, other white supremacists or religious extremists, kind of deal. So there's a lot of similarities that are repeating itself, and that's just how the cycles work. So, anyways, what I guess I'm going to cover in this video is I'm going to, I guess, talk more about the years between now and 2025 because I didn't really cover them too much. Okay. So we're about to enter the year of the ox. I covered this in a video recently. The year of the ox is connected to Taurus. And on March 20, let's go back a year here. Where's my cursor? It's on the other screen. 1 year. And, okay, in a day or two, Venus will be conjunct the Sun at the beginning of Aries season. They're already conjunct, but Venus will actually transit over the Sun. This is starting the year of 2021, basically, the astrological new year. So, Taurus, Venus rules Taurus. It's about money, basically, value, what we value, how our value system, I guess, in another way to look at it. And that's changing with Uranus in Taurus. And so this year, I feel like this year is when we're probably going to see our economy collapse. And I would say it might happen not until after January of 2022, which is still the 2021 astrological year. It may even happen in the fall, in November, December kind of deal, or begin. It may happen, yeah, in January, just kind of like GameStop here. So, yeah, this video that I was talking about was about GameStop, where I was talking about the year 2021 and how, it's very symbolic that the astrological new year starts with a Venus Sun conjunction. It being a Venus Taurus year. So the year after that is the year of the Tiger, which is now a Gemini year. I have us here again at the when the Sun enters into Aries, the beginning of Aries season. We have Jupiter and Mercury conjunct. So Mercury rules Gemini, and so here's about the year of the Tiger. Gemini, Mercury would kind of represent that, and he's conjunct Jupiter. So it's really an expansion of this this Mercury energy, making the Mercury energy big. Okay. I wanted to actually go back because I've just noticed a trend here with the earlier part of March. March, let's say March 2nd to March 8th or something like that. There seems to be a trend where a culmination of energies that are wrapping up the previous year and are starting to show energies for the coming year. And the reason why I brought us here is because Venus and Jupiter are conjunct. So Venus and Jupiter, okay, are the first and second sign. Gemini being the third. Okay, Gemini is the twins. Well, who are the twins? Well, Mars and Venus, or Aries and Taurus, have been viewed as the twins, the siblings, the cosmic siblings. Also, the lovers, but they have also been referred to as the siblings. And here we have them conjunct. Okay. Um, so yeah, I'm not reading the energies of the chart. I'm just pointing out certain aspects that are going on here. Um, Interesting enough, uh, it is in sextile to Jupiter, who I mentioned um, on on the equinox, the spring equinox, the beginning of Aries season. Mercury is conjunct Jupiter, so there is a connection here. Here, actually, look at this. Mercury is conjunct Saturn, both at 19 degrees. So, and March 2nd is in that we got a new moon in Pisces. Um, this is for the Chinese. This has already entered into the year of the Tiger, and so the year of the Tiger, Gemini. Gemini. Let's look at Mercury, and you could see the Mercury energy that is building here in 2022. So, what is Mercury Gemini energy? Well, um, it's kind of how we do trade our financial trades, trading systems. Um, it's also communication and travel, not more local travel um, movement kind of deal. So this actually almost to me reinforces the idea uh, of 2021 and the early part of 2022 being about our economy collapsing. So we enter into this time where now we have to refigure out how to do trade. Okay. Um, and who knows? It might be a digital trade sort of deal. Aquarius is computers. Anyhow, um, 2023 then would be uh, Cancer energy. I'm not sure what the Chinese uh, sign is, but Cancer is of security. And what did I notice? Oh yeah, Saturn in in 2023 will be entering Pisces. So Saturn will be trying to teach us how to break our dependencies. Um, and our dependencies is what makes us feel secure, right? Uh, our sense of security, what we rely on, what we depend on. Both water signs here. And uh, Pisces actually rules over oil, over fuel. So, and that is one of our major dependencies. We could already see this as a topic with Biden Xing the Keystone XL pipeline, um, and now they're trying to again close Dakota Access pipeline, and so Saturn will be putting. So Pisces is the last sign, right? It's been referred to as prison, an area of prison. I feel like it's more how we serve ourselves and the self-created prison. For example, like I bought this house and now I have to pay for this house. So I chose to buy this house, but now I am in bondage to it in a way, right? I can walk away and lose everything. I can sell it. I can rent it. So there are options, but nonetheless, I am anchored to it um, legally and financially. So, yeah, so Saturn will be in Pisces for 2 years. So it'll be about freeing ourselves from our dependencies, from what we're bonded to. So this 2023 might be about figuring out how to get off of oil. Um, I can't really think of other dependencies right now. Maybe another dependency would be the industrial um, food. You know, like maybe this is where we start um, growing our own food and homestead uh, kind of deal. Um, and what was another one I just had in mind besides food? Food, oil, um, maybe even power. Um, anyhow, so that's what I think 2023 will be about. 2024 uh, is now going to be Leo. Here again, I don't know what the Chinese sign for it is. And 2024 is when Pluto will finally be in Aquarius. So Pluto will basically be uh, at the end of 2023, but 2024, we have the next great American eclipse. Um, there's a lot of Pluto energy. I think on the either the winter solstice or January 1st, Pluto enters Aquarius. So very telling there, and that opposes Leo. So you know all the signs. Um, you have a polarized energy that are connected to it. So uh, now Pluto will be um, bringing a death and rebirth into Aquarius, which is large groups of people. So I think there'll be major displacement of people, people moving all over the planet. Um, this may also be where, things like how Elon Musk and Bill Gates are into um, transhuman, uh, bringing computers and merging them with people. Who knows? That could be um, beginning in 2024. Hopefully, Saturn in Pisces, he'll still be there. So we're still not free from that prison. Um, so who knows? And Pluto will be in Aquarius for a long time. He'll actually be at the 0 1 degree mark in the fall of 2025 even. So even though January 1st of 2024 he'll be there, he'll still be in that same area um, a year and 9 months later or something like that. Uh, yeah, so 2024 will be about taking charge, leading our lives in a new direction. Um, as large groups of people get displaced and whatever, you know. Uh, and then 2025, I feel like, is basically an ascension portal. Um, the sign of the Virgin, the Virgo, a return to innocence. You know, birthing, because we'll be finishing up the Pisces energy and entering into Aries um, for 2026. That, yeah, we're basically going to be birthing something new, something completely brand new by 2025. And 2026, I think we're just going to. Here I'm getting a little further than I meant to, but we're going to be in a completely unrecognizable new world by 2026. So I didn't put enough emphasis on 2020. I had my sights a little too far in it in the future. I knew stuff was going to happen. Like I said, I don't a long time ago that in 2020 I still see us with the same structure, with police and government and that kind of stuff. Um, I saw it as a year where things were going to come clear. I didn't think that it was going to end up at my doorstep where, you know, we're locked in the house. We can't go anywhere. We have to wear masks. Um, I didn't think it was going to come to that kind of silliness. I felt like there was going to be events that were going to be eye opening. So, in that way, I was wrong about 2020. Um, but yeah, so I feel like this video here is just kind of clearing up what I think. Um, you know, I feel like I should even thank Amarashima here for um, his last video. Um, I was kind of hurt by something he said, and I think it all got cleared up now. Um, yeah, there's things that he puts together that, for instance, I did a video on GameStop, and I mentioned the diamond in what is it? Something geek. Uh, I can't recall what it said, but there's basically two K's, and the one K's backwards, so it makes a diamond. And he was like, "Yeah, the pillars and whatever." And yeah, that's totally true. Not only that, you often see them code the diamond. Um, it's a symbol of power. They might do it this way. I can't remember how they do it, but anyways, yeah, he I value his videos because I learn a lot from him, and I'm glad that he learned something from me as well. I felt dismissed. I felt really just kind of thrown out and completely devalued. And that's my own thing. I have issues around personal worth because I just don't feel like I'm recognized in the outer world so much for my value. Um, it's kind of what's retracted me into being a hermit. Um, you know, I don't really have people call on me, or I kind of just feel in many ways forgotten about from anyone I grew up with or any people that I feel is my tribe. When COVID all came down, some of my close friends just dismissed me, said, "Oh, you've been wrong before." Um, Because from day one, I think my first video on COVID was March 8th or March 6th or something like that. And the lockdowns hadn't even started. And I was already like, oh, here it is. Here we go. You know, and yeah, my friend works, his girlfriend and uncle work in the hospital, and I trust them more than you, and they're overwhelmed with there was no COVID cases even in town yet. And yeah, they're overwhelmed because the hospitals became fucking idiots and started making their staff do all kinds of stuff that um, that they've never had to do before. So now they have all these new policies to follow, and they're jumping through all these hoops. And yeah, they're overwhelmed. But it's not because of COVID, it's because of the policies. Um, but not only this, okay? Uh, it's going to take too much time for me to go look this up here and find that post because I put it out, I don't know, at least 3 weeks ago. There's a post that I put out, and in the comments, I put all the previous years. And I think the first year that I put was 2011. This was all shared on a different friend's wall, and I copied and posted it. But in 2011, in 2012, in 2013, in 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19, every year, okay, there was a posting of, oh my God, the flu is uh, in apocalyptic. The hospitals are overwhelmed. This has been going on every year. They've put this out. These same headlines. Okay, this year they just named it a new disease, but it's the same thing that happened every other year. And what it is there's not enough employees. We've been here in Canada. We have it's all covered under taxes. We have a health plan, but for I feel like almost the past 20 years, they've been closing hospitals, reducing staff. This is what happens. Um, what's the solution? Because even when it becomes private, there's problems. If it becomes government regulated, there's problems because the government, here the government just kept. They should have been putting more of our tax dollars into it, but instead they've been closing hospitals, um, laying off doctors, laying off nurses, and so they've been creating the pandemics um, by their actions, by taking away from healthcare. Like Quebec, for example, uh, I have an aunt who was working in Quebec, and they went into curfew and all this kind of stuff, which makes absolutely no sense because there's no one out at night. Okay, if you leave a bigger window, if you leave things more normal, then there's less likely for people to bump into each other. But when you condense everything into a certain hours, then everyone's going at the same time. It just doesn't make any sense. But what's going on in Quebec? Yeah, the hospitals are overwhelmed because there's not enough staff. There's tons and tons and tons of open beds, but they don't have the staff. And when COVID happened, they lost even more staff because it put a lot of them into fear, and then they were forced and pressured into doing more, and people were just like, I've had enough, I'm done with this. And they left. And so the hospitals are overwhelmed, not because of COVID, but because the government has been systematically creating this for years of reducing the funding going to hospitals, reducing the amount of caregivers that we have, and different things like that. And so, you know, this is all just a nightmare. One big joke. I don't want to wake up. Um, I want everyone else to wake up. But until that happens, I'm just kind of like, I don't want to be here. Why do, when you understand what's going on, when you see what's taking place, you go through so much more suffering than anyone else. Because anyone else can stay in their illusion. Oh, it'll be fine tomorrow. All we got to do is wear our masks and stay home and this and that. Then they're not thinking of all the how this is a global genocide that they're participating in. They're ignoring real issues of financial hardship, of people's lives being thrown in the garbage, of men who are providers now have lost their businesses or their jobs and feel useless, depression and suicides and drug overdoses. Oh, but these people are in their bubble and they're wearing their mask and they just believe, and so they're not hurting. They're advocating for this. And they're advocating for people's suffering, for people's hardship, for people's death. Okay? They think that they're saving lives. No, they are killing people. And it just makes it so very difficult to get up and take a step forward when you feel like you're being held down. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you guys again soon. Bye for now. Cheers.